Hello everyone, welcome back to our subject Web Technology. So far in second unit we have seen about CSS, okay, cascading style sheet, okay. So it is used to differentiate the presentation from the HTML element, okay. We have seen different types of CSS like inline, internal, external, and we have seen lot of properties to make changes in the style, okay. So today we are going to see some of the added features in the latest version of CSS3, okay. So apart from the previous version CSS2, so CSS3 has a lot of features. So in that we are going to discuss few features, the most important features in CSS we are going to see it, okay. Version 3, okay, cascading style sheet 3 is the latest evaluation of CSS, and it is the extension of the previous version CSS 2.1, okay. The main purpose of CSS, I think you could now answer it very well, okay. So it is used to control how the elements in the web page are displayed, is it not, okay. It will style the elements, okay, whereas HTML plays the backbone of the web page, whereas CSS makes it more presentable one, okay. So here in CSS3, when we talk about CSS3, so all the specifications, all the features in CSS3 is divided into modules, okay. So rather than in CSS2 where everything, all the features are specified in a single specification, okay, whereas in CSS3 the features are separated into modules, okay. So each module will have its new capabilities or the extended features of the previous version, and of course CSS3 preserves the backward compatibility. It means it supports CSS2 features, okay. The browser will still render or use the CSS2 versions, okay, apart from new features which are added in CSS3, okay. Some of the new features in CSS3 which we are going to see are about rounded corners, okay, shadows, gradients, transitions, animations, and multi-columns, flexible box or grid layouts. We are not going to deal in depth about all those things, just an overview of new features of CSS we are going to see it, okay. As I said, CSS3 all these specifications are divided into modules, whereas the previous version CSS1 and 2.1, everything, all the features are specified in a single specification. So from 3 onwards it is separate, all the specifications are separated into modules, okay. To handle the images, it has the separate module called as the image 3, borders has the separate module borders 3, selectors, okay, has selector 3, multiple columns are available, grid layout, okay. So these are individual modules, okay. So from CSS3 onwards the specifications are split into the modules, and each module will add new features or it will extend the existing features of CSS2, okay. So today no module with the level greater than 3 is standardized. See here in the picture of CSS3 modules, we have the selector 4, then images module 4, 5, so on, so things are given here. Those are not yet standardized up to level 3 CSS3, so up to the 3 alone standardized. It means when we start using modules, some of the features in module selector 4 or images 5 means those things will be upgraded in the future, okay. Those are not standard and it's not recommended. We could use it, but those are not standardized one, okay. That's it about the modules, and we will talk about few features one by one, okay. So coming to the borders, as I said, CSS3 allows the borders to be rounded like this. So from the picture itself you could get it, the rounded borders, rather than the borders usually will display in a rectangular form in previous version. and it will add shadows. I think here you could easily visualize the shadows attached to this box. Then you could have, instead of these solid or dotted style, we can have image as the border. Okay, so without using any Photoshop or some other animations, we can CSS3 has images as the borders. Okay, so some of the properties under those are border radius, border shadow, and border image. So see here the example coding is given. So we have a division element that has the border 2 pixel solid. So this is 2 pixel solid means continuous, and border radius is 25 pixels. So that's what we have the rounded corner to be of. Here the rounded corner is like this. Okay, it's we could vary the pixel size, and we can explore in the demo section. Okay, so next is about border shadow. So it attaches shadow, okay, to the box. So here this is the division element that has the box shadow of horizontal offset 10 pixel, vertical offset. Horizontal offset means this space. Okay, so from here to here it's a 10 pixel, and vertical means from top to here. So this spaces. Okay, so 10 pixel and 5 pixel is the it speaks about blur. Okay, so how thick or light the shadow is, and this is all about the color. Okay, I'll take you to in the little demo part. Here we go. I have given this inside the style. Okay, this is an internal style, so I should not I won't recommend this way of styling. So better you go and style it in a separate file and include it using the link element. For simplicity and for explanation purpose only, I have given it in the internal CSS. Okay, so here let's have a look into the body section. We have the division, two div elements are there, that is mainly to separate the sections with the id div1 and div2. In div1 we have paragraph and head h2, and div2 we have paragraph. Okay, and we will concentrate only this part. So div1 which has this style as border 5 pixels solid red. That's what in the demo in the picture I missed out this red. So the border color is red. This one is 25 pixels radius, and with this 50% in the sense the division will take 50% of the display, not the entire whole section. Okay, so let's have a simple let's see how it executes. Okay, here is what. Okay, so this is with it takes about 50%. Otherwise if I remove means it will take the whole space. Okay, just look at here. I am going to comment it, save and see, refresh. It will take the entire width. Okay, that's the meaning of giving the width. Okay, let me resume back to the previous width itself, 50%. Okay, you could easily visualize it. Here this corner is of 25 pixels. Let us change that as something 50 pixels and see what's happening. See, it's more rounded. Okay, so that's about a border, rounded border, and we can speak about the shadow, box shadow. Okay, so here, so I think you could visualize it here. So I'll change the box here, the horizontal offset and vertical horizontal offset to be 20, and this is to be 15, and let's have the blur to be 15 pixels, and we could just, I am going to refresh it, watch it closely. See here, it's very blurred and it's moved away a little bit. Okay, horizontal offset and vertical offset. Okay, so we'll speak about the text shadow quickly in the next slide, I think. Yeah, text effect. This applies to text effect using the properties text shadow and word wrap. Okay, text shadow will give similar to that box shadow, so it is applied to text, okay, rather than the box. That's it. It will take all the 4 arguments, okay, offset to, then blur and the color. Word wrap, one more property called as word wrap break word. It means what, if the word doesn't fit into that range, means it will break the word, okay. So see here, see in this example I'm using word wrap. This is very long word, okay. So let's have a quick look at this HTML code H2. It is a H2. It is not displayed in the single line. Instead, since it is not able to fit in this place, it is breaking that word and it displays in the next line. So that's about word wrap. And shadow, this is text shadow. Which one? Text shadow for H1 is I am using the text shadow property. So here we could change something, 15, 20, and blur is equal to 5, okay. Now let's see, okay. So this is the previous display of that text shadow. Now watch closely after making changes in this value. See, I am using texture horizontal offset and vertical offset. So I am giving the horizontal offset to be 15 pixels. That's what it is bringing it down the shadow, okay. So you can explore by changing the values over here, okay. Text effect and transformations, we could transform the elements, okay. So using the different we have using the transform property, okay. It takes something like functions translate, rotate, scale and skew, okay. So this transformation is an effect that lets an element change the shape, size and position, okay. So here I have given the display of each and every transformation. So if the division element, if I have mentioned the transform property to have rotate 30-degree, means so it will be rotated 30, the element will be turned into 30-degree angle, okay. So likewise translate means moving from this position to the specified position over here, 50 pixels and 100 pixels away from the original position. Scale is this one, okay. It will squeeze or expand the element, okay. So it is scaled down to 2,4. So from the previous, so this is the original display and it is broadened into 2,4, okay. It is scaled into 2,4 in size, okay, bigger in size. Whereas skew it will in a two-dimensional plane, the thing gets moved like this, okay. In x-axis and y-axis, the thing it is not aligned in a perfect right angle or in a straight display. Instead the thing gets squeezed by mentioning the x and y-axis degree, okay. So its display is something like that. We could reposition or spin it, okay. So lot of things are there. Just an overview I am giving for CSS3. So we need to explore a lot to get an in-depth knowledge on the features of CSS3, okay. So something about the transform property we are discussing about rotate, translate, scale, skew, okay, and transition. So transition, one more property. So what it will do is it changes the property values smoothly, okay. So from the given duration, okay, changing the style from one style to other style by mentioning the time, okay, it changes the style in a smooth way, okay. So add an effect when changing from one style to another style, okay, without depending on any other Photoshop or script or animations or something else. So without we could achieve the smooth transformation of style from one style to another style, okay, using the property called as transition. So here the division element has the transition for the property width, which has the duration as 2 seconds. What does it mean? The next thing what I am doing is, if I hover over the mouse over the division element, the width will be repositioned to 300 pixels from the normal or the default width whatever we have specified in this div element. So by default the div has some width that gets changed when I am hover over the mouse over this width element. Okay, so here we have one simple example. Just have a closer look. We have in the body part we have the heading, and this is paragraph, and this is empty division element. Okay, so this is one more paragraph. Empty division element we have style something like this width. So with initial width is width is 100 pixel and height is 100 pixel. Background color is red in color. Transition is when we hover over, here we have given one more style. When we hover over the with this property gets transition or within the duration of 2 seconds. So what the transition is? So width is 300 pixels. If I hover over here, the width is expanded to 300 pixels. Otherwise, if I keep the mouse away from that, the width and height will be only 100 pixels. That means only this part. Okay, if I hover over, it gets expanded. Okay, this is one transition effect in CSS3 feature. And speaking about multi-column layout, so it creates multiple columns. Okay, so like in newspapers we used to see, no, yes, a paper is divided into a number of columns. So the same thing you can design in a web page using multi-column properties like column count, column gap, column roll. Okay, so here I will take you to this link for the demo section. Okay, so here we go, the multi-column. Okay, so 3 columns, it is separated into 3 columns, and of course the column rule we have mentioned here. This is a column rule, 1 pixel in size, solid means continuous, and light blue in color. Okay, so we have some text over here in the division which is styled using the class newspaper, and in newspaper, so it is prefixed by dot because it's a class. Okay, the class style should have when we mention the when we mention the name with the class, so we have to style it using the dot. Okay, so this is inline style because we are internal style. Okay, we are using it in the same HTML document. Column count is 3. That's what we are. The paragraph is separated into 3 columns, and the gap between the one column and the second is 40 pixel, and it is separated by the column rule. Okay, and of course animations in CSS3 is allowed for HTML elements rather than depending on Photoshop images or Flash images, or by using the JavaScript. So instead of that, we can have an animation applied to HTML element. Okay, the animation is also allowed in CSS3, so you need to explore a lot regarding this animations. Okay, and finally speaking about user interface. Okay, some of the new user interface features are in CSS3 are like resizing the elements, box sizing, and outlining. So what are all those things? Okay, so I'll take you to the little demo version of that. Resizing. Okay, so resize in the sense we can expand or shrink the element. Okay, like this. So this is the division element, so it's possible to resize. Okay, in this is an user interactivity, is it not? In the display I am able to interact with this element, I am able to resize it. Okay, using the resize property, which takes 3 values: horizontal, vertical, or none. Okay, and here a division has 2 paragraphs, and in division what we are doing, we are giving the border to be 2 pixels solid. Okay, the color default it takes as the black, and padding this one, the padding is 20 pixels. The default width, if I refresh it, the default width is this is a 300 pixels, and resize I'm resize to but horizontal. Okay, so there is a scroll attached over here, so resizing it. Okay, so this is there is one more property called as overflow. Okay, overflow in the sense when the while we resize or shrink it, when the what to do with this content. Okay, so that's the concept it's given here. Auto means it will automatically scroll it. Okay, it will automatically fit to that content area. Okay, so let me quickly have a overflow property. Okay, so what that overflow says, so this property controls what happens to content when it is too big to fit into that area. So it takes four values, property values: visible, hidden, scroll, and auto. So auto means it adds the scroll bars only when it is necessary. Okay, so that's the thing we have given here in this example resize. And about I think outline. Okay, speaking about the outline, so it's one more user interface property. It draws an outline outside the elements border. Okay, so we have seen in the box model, there we have the content, then padding, then border, then margin. So here outline says after the border we can specify the outline. Okay, and of course we need to use the outline offset, so it specifies the space between the border and the outline. Okay, so here is one simple example. I'll take you to the demo directly. Okay, so here we will concentrate on only this part, and the other you just go through it. Here so some paragraph is displayed. The disk has 4 pixels solid red, so and so, and this is the border, and the space between this border and this outline is all about the outline offset, and this is all about the outline. Okay, so we'll have look into this HTML program. So division class equal to ex1, that takes this text, and we will go and see what that div x1 says is ex1. Okay, margin 20 20 pixels. Okay, so here the margin, all the four sides of 20 pixels, and border, so this is all about the border, 1 pixel solid black, and outline, so this is the outline, 4 pixels solid red in color, and offset is nothing but this space. Okay, space between the border and the outline. Okay, so this is all about the outline. Okay, and box sizing. Okay, box sizing is one more user interface feature. So what it says means, by default if we give the padding means it will take beyond the elements width and height. Okay, so I'll explain you with this simple example. See here, two div elements are there, so two div elements, and let's explore its codings. Div 1 and div 2 both has the width 300, height 100 pixels, and border 1 pixel solid red, but its display is entirely different, though the element properties are same except padding. So here in the second div we are giving padding, so it means padding 50 pixels extra, all the four size gets added. Okay, so box sizing will take up the padding, it will include the padding also in its total size. Okay, so box sizing property allows us to include the padding and border in the elements total width and height. Okay, instead of like this. Okay, so without the box sizing the element doesn't consider apart from this element width and height, the padding is added. Okay, we can control over that using the box sizing. See here, now both the elements in this example takes these similar properties. Okay, see here, division 1 and 2, this is division 2 and this is division 1, that takes width, height, border, box sizing. Okay, and here it takes padding 50 pixels. So in this extra one, padding is 50 pixels, and here we haven't mentioned the padding. Okay, so what happens, the padding will include the elements height and width. Okay, so that's what this element is displayed 50 pixels away from this border. Okay, so here it is, the thing gets, the content gets displayed over here, whereas the padding is added here. Okay, so that's it about box padding. So box padding will include the, box sizing. So box sizing will include the it includes the padding pixels along with the elements height and width. Okay, so it won't the box sizing, using box sizing, the element won't take extra padding size apart from its width and height. Okay, so that's it about some of the features in CSS3. We can keep on talking about the features. So many features are there, so you spend some time in exploring all those features. Okay, so with this our topic is over. I'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.